It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 878.
It's Weekend Banter. Grace, Paris and
Hello.
GB. Welcome.
Cup ourselves
Well,
in.
already laughing, guys. There was a great pre-show banter.
Yeah.
Let's
Have
do
we
some
used it all
weekend
up?
banter. Yeah,
Keep
maybe.
it for the show. Keep it for the show is what we say.
So, Grace, congratulations, 6 months this weekend.
Survived.
Yeah, with
Today.
Mr. 97, which is very
Today.
exciting.
6 weeks since meeting him, or 6 weeks? 6
months.
weeks since. 6
Um,
months. Sorry, 6 months.
six-
Months.
So 6 weeks, 6 months since we kind of made it official that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. So,
And then how long after that then did you move over here?
I think it was 2.5 months
Yeah, right.
that I moved over.
So
I was actually
four
thinking
months
about
in
this
the
the
house.
other day. How strange is it though? Like, haven't met the guy and just moved over to Melbourne. I was like, my friends probably think I'm such a weirdo or something like that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
You
going to
know?
say it, but thanks for bringing it up. How is it,
Yeah,
mate?
you guys might think I'm a weirdo.
Absolutely don't think you're weird. There is a bunch of things in life where you like to think about them, like you're saying, is when it could be seen as a bit weird. There's so many things we do though, but if you zoomed out, you're like, what weird behaviour? I mean, even what we do with the podcast, like it's all just a bit weird. Everything's a bit weird. I love a weird life.
Yeah.
True.
It's.
It keeps it
I
interesting.
mean, I'm drinking from Bodie's little sippy cup right now. I'm a weirdo.
It looks like a chocolate syrup. What are you drinking?
No, this is just his little
Silly
bottle.
Saturday.
I don't have, like, a cup's a bit annoying. Like, I see the point of sippy cups. Sometimes I fill up Bodie's and just suckle at it.
I get it. Talking about sippy cups, I straight away go to for like the US and having big sippy cups, and then I go to the big takeaway, like the big gulps, like just big cup holders. Grace, do you have a favourite fast food?
Probably Nando's.
Yeah, good.
Would you call
Good
that
choice.
fast
Yeah,
food?
well done.
Yeah.
I love Nando's. And I probably had it for the first time in 4 months a couple of weeks ago, and I was so excited.
That's when you
They
had
don't
the
usually deliver the loaded chips.
loaded
Yeah.
chips, mate. We've just loaded you up with some points for Sevs.
I know.
Dinner's
Thank you
sorted
for that.
tonight. Dinner's forget
Yeah,
Date
there's
night.
date night sorted. Look out,
Maybe
big
6
spender
months, Mason.
Sev.
So, and what's it? So Sevs is obviously here every weekend banter. He's got a lot on, so we thought we'd give him a little bit of a break from the show so he can keep editing. What has he said on air, or things that he's sort of expressed that you were sort of yelling at the screen that you would like to clarify? Is there anything?
It was about when you brought up about his kind of suit and his clothes and things like that. I think I clarified it on Hump Day, but it was, I wasn't asking for him to change his clothes. I was just like, oh, those pants look cool. And then he was like, oh yeah, I need another pair. So we started looking. What else?
Yeah, so you don't
No.
dress him.
No, I don't dress him. Just to clarify.
Great.
So, and you can tell sometimes that I don't. Need to get him a new white T-shirt though, because he's got that.
Oh, so you are dressing
stain. Well, he just won't buy it himself, so I'll have to do that. What else? I think most things he says are quite true, but he does like to exaggerate a few things every now and then. I'm sure he's
No,
told
it's
some
all good.
stories off air that's like he's exaggerated about me, but that's all right.
Well, if
I'll
we're
clarify
sort of
those.
having housemate gripes, because you're housemates with him now as well
Yeah.
as boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bodie, mate. I went to the toilet the other day, sat down, bit dark, sat straight down, pulled me pants down. Wasn't even doing number 2, just wanted to sit down. Bit lazy. As I
I feel like that's more work, to be honest.
Yeah.
nah, it's comfortable.
It's like squatting.
Hamish Blake
Yeah,
sits
it's very
down.
comfortable.
I've heard him talking about sitting
Yeah,
down.
yes, yeah,
Easy,
spoke about
comfy,
that, yeah.
real
I
comfy.
think Andy Lee does as well. Like, I think maybe it's
the
it's
greats sit down, mate.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
greats,
Andy
get
would.
on board. Get on board.
I think Andy had
Um,
some surgery that he's spoken about on his.
Well,
What did you call it? An eye the other day? A cock eye? Which I'd never heard of.
No, he had a
Japs?
growth in his
Anyway, it doesn't
in
matter. Go on.
in his bum. That's what he said. He said on Jason PJ.
Okay, you're right.
I think he's doing well now. We didn't chat about it on our show. As I sat up, so as I stood up to leave, as soon as my bum cheek had left the toilet seat, that's when the air hit my bum and I felt my ass cheeks were saturated.
Mm-hmm.
Bodhi's gone in, pissed on the seat like an absolute gronk, and I've just gone straight in, sat straight down onto the wet seat.
It's
don't want
annoying.
that in a house,
There
mate.
is something you don't want that.
Kick him
out. Don't you think there's a
He's 3, if anyone's wondering. But just if you didn't know I had a son, it's 3. He's 3.
I mean, it reminds me of, I feel like there's probably 3 times in my life. It's very, very rare. I think I've really dialed it in since. But have you ever had to, you're in the shower and then decide that you need to go to the toilet? Like, it's only happened maybe 3 times in my life. But that feeling of being soaking wet and then having to do a shit is some of the worst feeling that's, I reckon. I think it's worse than shitting on the couch.
You try and dry, but you don't get enough. It's still moist down there. Yeah,
it's not great, is it?
I literally have lifted. Bodhi's the kind of guy because it's real childlike behaviour. But we've all done it. I grab him because he's like, I gotta do it, and then I grab him and I bring him and I like hold him and he's like slippery, and then I put him back straight in. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's more rare. It's as adults, it's just, it's more of a like, oh no.
It's not ideal. I mean, even things like growing up when I was a kid, the knowing that you needed to wee before you were going on a road trip. Like, it didn't matter how much, my mum drilled it into me, like, do it now so you don't have to do it. It's like, I don't need to go now. And you'd be 30 seconds in and you're like, oh shit, I could do a wee right now.
How long, if there was no education around toilet training, would you pick it up, do you think? Because what you're talking about, your mum, that's literally her continuing her toilet training with her 14-year-old son. Yeah. Because it just doesn't stop. You get I can imagine. Yeah. 14?
Yeah.
Car trip. But when do you think you would actually work it out? If there was no...
I don't know if you would you?
Well, it's like dropping a child into... If Bodhi was born in Australia, you drop him in Pakistan, he'll start speaking the language by just proxy being there. He'll be. Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah. Where you're born is the language you speak. It's just, even if you don't go to school, you'd be picking up from surroundings. It's
like wild dog. So you always see probably once every 5 years a news story of someone that grew up with dogs, wild dogs, and they bark and stuff.
Wild ones, like a Bali style, like where they're
have you seen that where it's like they learn how to bark and they learn how to do all the, like, I've even seen a YouTube video where it was like there was a guy who lived on a farm and he could do all the animal sounds.
Yeah. Is that Dan Mace's video? That guy, man, that guy. But what you're talking about is like really being one with the animals. It's like your situation has caused you to create some connection because you haven't had the friends to play with. The next minute, you're best friends with a pig.
Yeah, I get it.
It is bizarre, the connection there. I mean, do you feel you're connected to animals, Josh?
No, not really, to be honest. I know that's an unpopular opinion, isn't it? It's
I don't think so. I mean, you see the...
You guys both,
Hello,
you guys both hate pets.
Well, I just think I don't...
You won, ding, ding.
I think, I think it would have to be my pet. It would have to be very specific. But it's even like when we've spoken to Jess about kids, she's like, oh, I'm not really sort of maternal or whatever, but I reckon if I had my kid, like, it would be different. Is that really something you want to risk, though? Like, if you're just hoping, if you're not really that into kids, but you think that potentially if I have a kid, I'll like them more?
I think there'd be, generally speaking, this is very much a generalisation, but the people who are into having kids, I reckon there'd be more people that have a kid thinking they're going to be into having a kid and then realise, fuck, maybe I wasn't the person I thought I was going to be. There's probably more people surprised by the primitive release of whatever happens in that process. Like Jess saying, I don't know about the kid thing. She actually talks about it on next week's Too Much Tully episode, that earlier she wasn't as much maternal, but now the thoughts are moving more that way. And so, I mean, look at all the humans in the world, the people that probably have had kids when they haven't wanted, and then all of a sudden it's their role.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's not really. It's not. Yeah, it's a weird thing to just be like, I want to do it. I guess that is clarity. Grace, what do you think? I mean, we're not the ones going to carry a child that can even that has the ability. We're all, losers that can't do that. Except you. You're the only one out of us here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I guess like what you were saying, it's a weird thing to want without having experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't know if it's like a society thing of like, because like for me, like I want kids and I think I'd be a good mother, but I don't know if I would be. So yeah, I don't know. I could have kids and then go, oh my God, this isn't what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. And maybe it's society saying women should have kids. So maybe that's kind of playing my mind subconsciously but yeah, I'm not really sure.
What's the filter? What's the filter that you use in regards to I want kids?
Who's it for? What's it for?
Yeah. Yeah. Do a little SWOT analysis for us. Yes.
What's it for? Filter. What do you mean?
So so for instance, you say like I want to have kids, like I want to be a mum, and so if you think about it, it's like okay, is it the family holidays? Is it the what cleaning shit off the toilet bowl? Is it off the couch? Yeah, you just need to date me for that one. But the what is it that you are drawn to in regards to?
I think it's the kind of the family, just the being together, the family. Having. You can get the go on the family holidays and enjoy those times together. The seeing these humans grow up and figure out what they want to do and try different sports and or whatever it is. I think that would be amazing.
You want to be a soccer mum?
Yeah, maybe. Just watching these little humans grow up and seeing what they gravitate towards, I think would be awesome, and nurturing them and helping them figure out who they are.
I think it's there's enough info for everybody to grasp what the benefits are. So Josh, when you say the filter thing, it's like there's enough information to know that you love your child. You should. It's usually what happens, and caring for somebody and the joy, like all those things. And so, yeah, I think probably most people understand that. And then you're a person that has reconciled with that, or that's not the focus points. You're looking differently. It is interesting. There's just like so many different perspectives. George, would you want to be a dad? I haven't thought about you as a dad because I see you as a kid with a moustache. It's pretty great. It looks like you just drank chocolate milk and you've got it on your top head.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon I would love that. I don't know when, like maybe in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How old are you?
That'd make me 31 and make Han 33. Yeah. 32.
Do you speak about it as a couple?
Yeah, we do. Like, but it's not. We're not like. It's in the future for sure. I don't think we're not going to do it now. I'd love to.
When you say do it, what do you mean?
He's holding it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Well, apparently the median age for women now is 35.
It's older.
So there's no rush, there's no pressure. And in the future for sure, I reckon that'd be great.
Because women can have careers now, and so that's why it's being pushed back.
Yeah, right.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Maybe the population will be slightly lesser based on having kids at 35 means if you're wanting 3 or 4, there's a lot of you're pregnant for 6 years straight. It's like it'd be tough. So then, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Are you an only child, Grace?
No, I've got an older brother. I was just thinking, Mum had me when she was 40.
Same. So Mum, and that's our parents, 20 something, 30.
Yeah.
For me, old as fuck.
And so
it's a long time ago.
So older parents isn't like a taboo thing or whatever for me. And like my cousin, my auntie had him at 41. So yeah, I don't see people always I know people want to be young mums and young parents and things like that, but yeah, with the way the world is now, allowing women to have careers, I think it's great that we're accepting of older parents. So, yeah.
Sorry, Bree's just trying to ask me if I want Subway for lunch, and she's like off on the side. It's very, very distracting. No, I think I'm fine. I'll just have dinner.
Hi, Bree.
They're using the index cards. Grace says hi, but it's very hard to have a conversation when. But if you think I need one, I'll have Italian herb and cheese, 6-inch, just a 6-inch. Thank you.
What's in it?
Veggie Delight with all the salad, including. Yeah, veggies.
Okay, no.
Which is the bit that you forgot last time, TJ, remember?
That was so fucked up.
Breezy, make sure it's the orange cheese, because there's a bit of confusion.
For a guy that didn't really want it, he's pretty English.
Well, if we're going to do it, let's not fuck it up, you know?
Yeah, let's go full ball.
Is that Old English?
Yes, it's the Old English one. But
did you get any sauces?
Yeah. Chipotle, which used to be called Southwest, but they did a little rebrand, I think, about 10 years ago.
What time ago?
It was a while ago. It's like
last month.
It's like the Janine's favourite. Have you ever heard of the Janine's favourite, Grace?
No, never. It's like Grilled. You guys told me about the Mighty Melbourne from Grilled, and I was like, what is the Mighty Melbourne? And there's not I don't think there's a Perth equivalent. So.
I reckon. So Janine's favourite, Janine Ellis's favourite smoothie at Boost. You can't get it anymore. I've got a theory. The reason they stopped doing it was because it was illegal to have it on the menu because it was too many calories, because it's just very tasty. Or maybe it was costing them too much, but I love that sort of off the menu thing and say, hey.
Yeah.
You know,
did you get it delivered? Uber Eats?
No. We just we went to when we did one of our big walks, Flinders Street Station.
Oh,
and they've got the Boost just out there. Yeah,
they're all in a lot of them are in shopping centres, and so it's fuck, they're closed.
Yeah. It felt great. We went along sort of South Bank, being able to have the.
Is there much going on down there?
Yeah,
not much at all. No. There was Seagulls, a lot more dangerous in the CBD. Real nasty.
They're starving.
Their beaks aren't like orange.
Story.
They're like grey. They're like a dark grey. Like I was hissing. It was good because I had my mask on, so no one knew it was me. But I was as I'm drinking my Boost. But what's your seagull story, Grace?
Oh, they're just so vicious. I was attacked twice in the UK last year. So I was in Eastbourne and I'd just gone and got some donuts with a friend. And we're walking
First mistake.
What, donuts?
No, I'm pretending I'm a seagull. I'll pretend I'm a seagull. So I'll come in I'm
okay.
You want the donuts on your own. Don't invite friends. First mistake.
So we'd gotten these donuts that she'd raved about. So we went and got them, and we're walking along the pier, and all of a sudden this seagull was coming from behind, just attacking me. And
you're fucking in my place. You're on my bloody pier.
I'm on the ground, hunched over my donuts, protecting them in a ball. People are laughing around me. There's school kids laughing around me. Oh. We shoo it off.
We call it pathetic in the seagull world.
I love that you've really entered into the seagull character, TJ. Keep it up for the whole show.
Don't you make the same mistakes.
And then we started walking it, and it came back, and this old man had his walking stick and was shooing it off for me, but because I was on the ground just getting fully attacked by it. So that's my seagull story.
On the ground?
That's why I don't like them. Yeah, I was protecting the donuts and also my face.
I saw
it was coming at me.
I saw a meme which was a tweet, it was a screen grab video tweet. And it said...
it's real slimy at that point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit dirty when you see someone's screenshot, screen recorded a TikTok.
Yeah, it has that vibe. And so anyway, it was... it said something like my son being attacked by an eagle or something. And I watched the video and it was a magpie. And so I straight away was like, okay, this is a meme page wanting to post this video and they're trying to give it some context. But they if you
was this the kid on the scooter?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
My friend said that to me as well.
The best is the guy filming it who's just laughing as this young 12-year-old's screaming his lungs out. Head down underneath his scooter.
They get real because I saw a photo of a kid that had a bloodied head from a magpie, because I think I'd get real fucking nasty. If a magpie came for me, I would physically attack it
Start
back.
swiping.
Yeah, I'll just start like fucking just doing this with my hands, just trying to like grab it. I could in the suburbs where you are, Grace. Are you dealing with it being spring now? Are you dealing with any sort of magpie issues?
Yeah, I got swooped the other day when I went for a walk.
Oh no! Did you have
I
donuts?
messaged my friends being like, another reason to love Melbourne, getting swooped.
You know what? I reckon it's like, so we've got pet magpies now in our backyard. Maggie. Bodie sees them. I love you, Maggie. And
Mason
there's
said
two.
you would regret that, by the way. He literally said after that show, he's like, I was watching, TJ's going to regret feeding those magpies.
Well,
and I think Jem's also got a magpie friend as well now.
yeah, but here's the point. Yeah. Here's the kicker
And
of the
we were
story.
just like, what?
I feel like I'm at one with magpies. Like I feel like I understand magpies now. Like I haven't been through. I've been walking. I've been putting in the steps, guys. I've seen some, and they just look at me. And I reckon there's been some rumours spread that I'm all right.
You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
Because they recognise the faces.
Rumour. They'll work it out soon, but it'll be after spring.
Yeah, they recognise people's faces, so then they spread the word to their mates. And they say, don't swoop this one.
Is that true, GB?
Well, the first bit is for sure.
Which bit?
They do recognise people's faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard
Like
that.
these ones aren't going to swoop me that I'm feeding them messy monkeys and porridge out the back window. It's so it's being at one with animals as much as sometimes they shit me. You know?
No, I get it.
It's the relationship's definitely on my terms.
I'm going to try and stop saying I get it, by the way, after Grace picked up that she thinks it's...
I hadn't picked it up. I got it.
I
got it.
So, Grace, you were saying that when I say I get it, potentially I'm not listening.
Yeah, it's because when you're doing two things, which I get can be hard sometimes when you're focusing on...
She's rude.
No. I actually mean that in the nicest of ways.
I actually get what's you going through.
I get it. I get it, Josh. When you're doing like two things at once and you're really focusing and someone's talking, you can kind of hear them, but you're not really listening. And they say, at least you respond, because Mason doesn't respond usually.
So, all right, this is interesting. So... it's been a while since you've been on. Can you give us a run through? How are things? How are you how are you feeling being in Melbourne? Rather than having to explain to your mates in WA, you can just send this video to them.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Relationship wise, everything's going great. I mean, love Mason, and I mean, he's so understanding of the situation. Me being here, not really doing anything, and seeing
he gets it.
Friends. Yeah, he gets it. That's right. He just plays that on repeat. I get it.
Okay, I get
it. But honestly, I haven't been doing too well. Just because I'm someone who's used to being quite busy and doing a lot of things and like seeing people and.
Famously, a lot of friends. Like we, one of the, I don't know if we ever spoke about it on the show,
but that on me. That on me.
We always said like 20, like you would hang out, you would go out on a Saturday night and you would have 20 friends. And that's too many.
Come home with 16
and
after
so,
those fucking herds.
Yeah. How many have you lost through COVID? Like, were we at a better
19.
Number now?
No, I think, but yeah, they're all still my friends. It's just because we're in different states and different situations. Like they're going to work or going to uni, able to go out on a Saturday night, go to coffee, blah, 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 where I'm kind of stuck here, not able to do any of that. So, haven't been doing too well. But, you know, I mean, it's the situation and just got to allow yourself to feel it, I guess, and get through it. And, I mean, you know, speaking to the doctor and speaking to the psych and things like that is helping. And, I guess just got to try and remain as positive as possible that things
Well, I mean, there's just the reality that it's a bit fucked at the moment.
That's like, it, yeah. And
fuck,
that's what
anything other than this at this point is going to be on the way back up, please.
I know. I was speaking to Mum yesterday and I was just like, it's just the situation and I can't do anything about it at the moment. I mean, she wants me to come home, but that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, just realising that the situation and lockdown is so horrible. It's just, it's the worst. So
you
yeah.
Go on, Teach.
I was just going to say, it doesn't make it easier when it's like Amy with friends in Sydney. Mate, look at this. If there's ever a moment to consider Sydney, it's now. It's like everyone's doing the promo job on their state that's not locked down. It's like, we get it. It's, you know, so I could imagine the feeling of having a comparison. For me, my comparison is, this is Melbourne. This is where I've lived. Mm-hmm.
And like George was saying, like he wants to get back to Byron for Christmas to see his family, and like my brother's getting married in January next year, and that's my biggest concern. Like, what if I can't get back to, you know, be there at his wedding? It's like that thought makes me so upset. So
you got you would
fingers crossed.
We would. I mean, you're quite petite. I reckon we could, you know, use Sendel and get you home. An Ozpost little bag.
Let's ban petite on the show, by the way. It's just real sleazy when you say it.
What's wrong with petite?
I don't know. You know, you're petite. No. Do you think, GB, petite? What do you think about petite?
Sorry, yeah. I will say I used it in the wrong context.
No, I know.
Attractively small and dainty. I mean, I stand by it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to ignore the fact that, you know.
Oh, here we
but
go.
I shouldn't have.
Here we go. No, I get it, TJ.
Yeah. What could I? Is if I called you little, tiny, is that offensive?
well, yeah.
I don't know. It's like I was saying this to Mason the other day. Like when someone calls me cute, like I get it. But it always feels like, because I am smaller than average, it's a little like I'm like, oh, like, are you speaking down to me? I know they're not, but it's
petite is actually just like the same as saying cute, but you're giving like a you're
French,
giving the you're saying you're a bit good looking as well as small.
Yeah.
It's like it's actually worse.
It sounds a bit fancier.
My bad.
No, that's okay. Like I understand. It's just my brain. That's what it goes to.
Mm-hmm. Is it French?
No, it probably isn't. It sounds French. Or like petite fours.
Yeah.
Like the little cakes. Yeah.
All right.
Petite fours.
We worked out where French kissing was from the other day. So
where does petite come from? Borrowed
from French petite, feminine of petite, small and little. So PETIT is feminine, feminine of petite. French petite. A lot of tit talk.
Yeah. And so,
sorry.
And so anyway, you're in Melbourne. Well,
the thing is, like, it's hard. It's
George, please.
I've got a lot of empathy, Grace, because it's like you're not just in lockdown in Melbourne like we are.
You're with Mason.
We're working. And,
How are you going?
Yeah.
But we've got, you know, we're settled and we've got like work and that sort of thing, but you've actually moved over here to start something new and like, you know, do all this stuff, and then you've just been locked into a room. So that's rough.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, that's like when Mum was saying come home and like figure things out back home. It's like, well, I moved over here to get things sorted and to kind of start the next chapter of life and, you know, make this my new home. And so I kind of just have to write it out and, you know, take the good with the bad.
I mean, there's a point where we have to blame this on Dan Andrews, isn't there? And now, I feel like now's your time to start.
I'm not saying anything. But yeah, like, but yeah, it's hard kind of seeing people working and I'm going, okay, twiddling my thumbs, like, what do I do now? You know, how much Netflix can I watch, or, you know, things like that. So, but you know, it'll be over soon, and hopefully I can remain sane until then.
I feel like I was just going to give a recommendation to Grace if you're getting sad of Netflix, you know, annoyed at Netflix. You got Prime, Amazon Prime?
No, I don't.
Jack Ryan on Amazon.
Well, Jack, I know you don't have it. But
Free.
Film,
Free.
Is that with the guy from The Office?
Yes.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but it's awesome. Jack Ryan. I feel like it's something that vibe you'd be into. He's like a CIA operative.
I forget about that.
Why does that scream, Grace?
Because the movie that they're going to see at IMAX, 70 mil or, you know, whatever that be, it's like that's an action film.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're going to be willing to go see that at IMAX.
Yeah, so I think you called it out last week, Josh, is this Mason's kind of, let's go and we'll see it, it'll be exciting. Yeah, he did he started it, but I do like Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
But whether we see it in whatever the quality is doesn't bother me. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't think that you would have brought. Yeah, you wouldn't have brought up the specific film.
And even like when we watch movies, like, is it in 4K? And I'm like, don't know what that means.
Yeah, we're watching a laptop
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you don't have the glasses on. You don't know.
Recommendation though for you, Grace,
Okay.
on Amazon as well. So you're going to need to get Amazon.
Yeah, this is get it. Got to get
Send Rex through.
Fenty Rihanna's fashion show. Josh, you would love this.
I did
Tell me
see
more
this.
about
It was
it.
last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, potentially. Fenty is Rihanna's brand, and she does this big fashion show, and it's like all filmed beautifully, like kind of long shots in a big warehouse, and they got like sick dancers. Like the dancing is amazing.
to her music as well.
Nah, different songs.
All
Any Rihanna bangers?
No, I don't think there's any Rihanna bangers, but the choreography is just ridiculous.
What do you
There's some
like
big
about
names
it,
as well.
GB?
The dancing is so good.
Oh.
Like, you would love it, Josh. And it's very inclusive. Lots of diverse women there.
Oh, good.
And it's just great. It's just very impressive.
I was actually that's good. I was watching a TV show. I forgot what it's called, but it's a show where there's a guy and a girl, and they go to houses that are Airbnb houses, and they fix them. Have you seen this? So they go in and say, "Oh, you're doing all of this wrong. You need to we need to create something that's Instagrammable." And they it's on Netflix. And I'd been watching it. It was one of those series where I just went along with, okay, I'll just like watch it. And I cracked last night where I just said to Ray, I'm like, it's actually really boring. I just went to do some work. But she said that it hurt because I'd pretended for about a whole season, and she thought it was that she'd finally found a show that I loved. But I don't have any empathy for someone who can afford some sort of second holiday home that they're Airbnb-ing, and they have like tradies come in and fix it up. Like, it's like, this is outrageous. It's like, I'm only getting $300 a night, and it's like it's only booked out 10 nights a month. They're like, oh, we need to fix that. And it's like, oh, thank you for making me richer.
I think that there's probably a bunch of that feedback. There's a show called Get Organised, I think it's called. The Home Edit by The Home Edit, which is Instagram account where they organise shit in your house. But like, they do celebrities, but they also do gronks. And I think a lot of the consensus is the celebrity stuff is actually pretty boring. You want to get because it's so unrelatable that you've got 6 walk-in cupboards, you know.
And like,
it's like the Justin
t-shirts.
Reese Witherspoon,
Bieber.
they.
There you go.
Oh, sorry, you go. Oh,
No,
I was going to say Reese
go.
Witherspoon. They organise her like memorabilia, and you're like, why can't I use any of this?
Relatable.
Like, what memorabilia do I have? Just at the Daily Talk Show.
Yeah.
We could get. Do you want a trophy? We can get you. George does trophies for people. Do you want a trophy?
He's the
Yeah, I
trophy
do.
guy of the show.
Yeah. We'll give you a trophy.
They're not cheap, but I can do that. It's like Justin Bieber's song "Holy," which is Mason's favorite song.
Holy, holy,
the film clip. I don't know
good.
about it.
Oh, I liked it.
I also didn't like Yummy either, where he's just like literally just at a table and the camera just moves around. He's yummy. Like, it's really...
Holy is a great song, though.
I get the message he's trying to say. Like, it's about COVID shutting down industry. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's playing this like oil worker, and he's like covered in grit, and he's like, and basically, the boss comes out and says, "Guys, sorry with what's happening in the world, we're gonna have to shut this whole place down." And it's like really sad. All these people like working hard for their money, and I'm just like, Justin, like, you're a billionaire.
You're not doing that. Yeah.
I know.
During
And then
COVID,
for the rest
you
of
were
the
doing
film
TikTok
clip,
dances.
Yeah, for the rest of the film clip, he's covered in oil, and he gets picked up by this driver. He says, "Where are you guys off to?" Like, "Oh, we don't know. Like, we're homeless, basically." So jump in the car. I'll take you to a hot meal. and they get in the car, and then the guy drives them to his house, and they're sitting at the dinner table eating this meal, and Justin's just still in his oil outfit, and he's got like dirt all over him. It's like, mate, have a shower.
What a poser.
Yeah, and it just wasn't very believable. Message.
Yeah, is it a good? Do you say
I don't know what the message is?
Message?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think the message is centered around the Christianity stuff. Like, it's about this guy who look how much we're going into this. The guy who pulls over is like someone in the military, and he's got a lot of love for people doing it tough and the community, and like that song is a Christian song. He's basically moving into Christian music, and so it's about that community vibe, the love, giving back. But he's got $600 million. He's got $600 million.
Yeah. He's doing okay.
Grace, what's the biggest thing you've learnt about yourself in the last 6 months?
This is a hard one. I feel like I haven't learnt anything. I think...
Yeah, you had. Like, you've had heaps of growth, don't you think?
I don't know if you'd call it growth. Maybe just like realizations of things that maybe being in Perth and being so comfortable I wasn't aware of. And like it's mainly centered around like mental health and things like that I really need to actually take it. Like, I was seeing a psych and stuff back in Perth, because life was pretty chill and easy, and I had my friends and stuff there, that I probably wasn't taking it as seriously as I should have. And so being here and like being in lockdown, it's like, well, I've got to constantly work at my mental health.
What does working at mean?
I think for a long time it was I thought you just go to a psych and do what they say and then you get better. But I think for me, and I thought that, and some people, that might be the way for some people, but for me, I think like with the constant changes, and especially whilst I'm experiencing a lot of change at the moment, I've got to make sure that, every day I kind of wake up and I have a little routine that I know that I'm going to achieve for the day. And if for whatever reason I'm feeling down that day, it's kind of going, okay, well, today's not going to be a good day, and that's okay. I think it's like kind of what everyone is saying, just realising that mental health is so important, and COVID and lockdown has really shown that to people. And I was speaking with a friend, and we were both, she's a psych student, and we were both saying, like, we hope that after this mental health is really taken seriously, and that, the conversation is continued after this, not just while we're in lockdown. So I think it's just around mental
sitting with
health.
your thoughts, having the time to sit with your thoughts, and then it's like some people who get into meditation or mindfulness, actually it outlines the challenge of your mental health once you start observing it. And so that's like COVID's forced people into their homes to then twiddle their thumbs, which is like, it can turn you inwards a bit when you start doing that, because you're like, holy shit, what the fuck is up with me?
Yeah, and you go, why am I having all these thoughts? And that's for me, like having so much time to myself to think isn't a good thing for me. And
you need Amazon Prime.
Definitely. Apparently. So that's
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan and Fenty. And I'll be fixed.
Mate,
it's easy. It's pretty, like, they should do that. They should do the mental health plan.
Yeah.
Prime.
The Amazon Prime subscription.
Stan, binge.
Yeah. What, are you on binge as well? Like, because you were saving
I didn't
binge.
get binge.
You never got it.
I never got it.
There was so much hype around binge for you.
I know, there was. I think...
Was it all the influencers doing their ads?
Probably. Yeah, I was influenced. I don't know, actually. I was going to get it, and then I think I came over here, and Mason's quite strict with money, so he was like, oh, you don't need it. So I was like, okay. I get it then.
Actually, so Binge is owned by Foxtel, I think, isn't it? But it just reminds me, I was speaking to my brother Jake yesterday, and he was saying, oh, you would have loved the call. Dad called up Foxtel to cancel, and he's got this real thing about speaking to someone in Australia, and he wasn't getting it, and so anyway, he ended up hanging up, and he was trying to find a number, like a Sydney number to call. And Jake said that my dad said, they don't know who they're messing with here, which I like the idea that Richard Janssen's going to scare Foxtel in some form of way.
Quickly, Richard, get into your email. Oh, mate, forgot my password.
one person.
I mean, Foxtel. No, but just quickly on the Foxtel thing, I'm trying to work out a way to watch all of the news, like your CNNs and stuff. Does anyone have a good solution where it's not going to cost me that much, but I can have it just on and absorb all that sort of terrible things?
Do you just want it in the background?
Yeah, I just wanted to just sort of sit in my brain. No, I just like, there is something sort of when Brie and I would travel, anytime we were at a hotel, I would put on like the CNN International or whatever, and just like whatever was happening there.
Can you get a VPN or something?
What was that, GB?
Can you get a VPN or something? Is it like free online?
Like there's nothing that simple. Like I was thinking maybe there's a small like plan, like something with Fetch or something. Like what do you think a reasonable amount to pay is a month to be able to have like, okay. Because all I'm finding like $25 or something, but that seems too much.
Yeah, is it worth it?
Yeah. You just feel like I mean, are you watching
like you're
much
overseas?
News? Yeah, it's like got that like holiday. Like I used to, like my favourite thing to do was to go on holidays and then be in the hotel room in the aircon with CNN on, looking up other holidays to go on. Where it's like, come on,
but we're in
Dubai.
Country.
Like let's just go out. And like it was like, no, I reckon let's go on Nomad List and find where the next place is going to be. On Nomad List. You know, where do you want to? Sevs is saying that you guys have been looking at Nomad List, which is like a site which tells you the best places in the world to live.
Yeah.
Where are you going to move to?
Well, I still want to move to London. That's still on the card. So we said we'd move to London, but then we'd also do somewhere in Europe. So maybe like Spain or like Italy on the Mediterranean somewhere.
Oh, yes.
Which is, because Mason gets sunburnt very easily. So he's going to be covered up the whole time.
Yeah.
And also I don't think he likes sand or doesn't like swimming in the ocean or something like that. So I'm like, well, why am I moving to the beach? But anyway.
And so are you okay with that?
Beach.
Are you okay with having a boyfriend that doesn't like the beach?
He'll learn to love it.
Okay.
When he comes to Perth.
Yeah, great. He'll have his new white T-shirt on. He'll do what he's told. I get it.
He will.
I get it.
But I told him when we go to Perth, we'll go to the beach, we'll go for a swim every morning, then go grab breakfast or a coffee.
Oh, that'll be nice
for him.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a good.
And one of his biggest mentors, Tall Gronk, like he's always saying,
Fashion
"You'll never regret a swim."
Yeah, you'll never regret a swim.
Exactly.
It's so
I
true.
know.
Until you get bitten by a shark, then you fucking.
Or like, to be honest, I would be the kind of guy to get stung by a
jellyfish.
Jellyfish, yeah. Could imagine just getting a fucking bit of vinegar, just feeling like a piece of meat as they're sort of fucking like grabbing me, just fucking just grabbing my tits, just fucking putting vinegar on my tits.
Yeah.
You know, there's something very funny about saying guys like referring to my my chest as tits. You know what I mean?
Tits, yeah. Definitely.
Is it funny?
If you want to refer to
That's funny. Is it funny though?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. If you want to refer to them as that, then
No, I won't.
We call chicken breast chicken tits.
Chicken tits. That's good.
The cute.
Yeah,
Just because you
I get it.
I mean,
it's the breast.
yeah, you get it's that, and also if you eat too much KFC, you get tits
Is that true?
from the
Hormones
what's it
in
called?
the chicken. It's a
Hormones.
Is this a brand integration? Because it's a terrible one.
did you see how someone released the secret herbs and spices?
that was
There's
a
only
meme.
10 of them.
That was a meme.
Was it actually?
Yeah, it was literally someone saying, just got fired from KFC. Here are the 11 herbs and spices. That was a
I
joke.
believed it.
No, it was
were
literally
they?
a tweet.
I
It
was like, oh my God,
salt,
that'd be
pepper.
awesome.
oregano. Like, it was dumb. It was very silly.
Parsley.
Anyway,
Garlic
but
salt.
I'm
Okay.
sure it was on there.
I fell for it.
I mean, that's outrageous. You need to spend, how much screen time have you got going at the moment?
It's down than what it used to be because I've deleted all my social media apps from my screen and turned off notifications.
I love the
But
way
I'm
that
still
you
going on
say things. Like you said, delete it off your screen. All that, like you've just
what does
taken
that
it from
mean?
your home screen.
Yeah, deleted
It's still
it off
installed.
Yeah, it's still installed, but I've deleted it off my home screen, so it's not just like a
You've moved it.
open
Yeah.
and then click on it.
Sure.
And I've got like the time limit on Instagram.
What's your
But I
time
still
limit
just
at?
go, remind
6
me.
hours a day.
No, it's actually at half an hour. So
Half an hour? Really? How often are you having to push through?
So many times. So there's probably no point in it, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. And I was trying to leave my phone like by the bed if I got up during the day, so it's not on my desk or it's not next to me, or trying to keep it on the desk as opposed to near the bed to keep it away from you. Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Wild ride.
Isn't it crazy? I'm just reflecting.
What, in 2020?
Yeah, isn't it outrageous?
Yeah, it is outrageous.
It is.
It was outrageous,
Great.
that bloody donut story on the pier.
Yeah, no, that was
Hell.
crazy. I wasn't
Seagulls
expecting it to. Oh no! Uh-oh.
Oh God.
No, it's been good being here, guys.
Actually,
I actually have more
TJ,
of
if you keep
appreciation.
up this, I'll write you into a episode of Screenplay Sunday as a seagull. But I'll
I
just
will
bring you in. I'll bring you in on the phone just to make sure that you can't troll me beforehand.
can I at least-
Quick.
Can I at least
Quick,
shit on someone's head?
You
And I'll be like,
yeah.
fucking
That's
mate,
good.
needed to go. Time's money, fucking money's time.
Oh, that's great. How do you feel about being on the phone? Like, I just call you up when your bit's 10 seconds off and then you answer it, say your line.
But at least can you say, I shat on somebody and I'm flying off and I know that bird, I'm calling him.
Oh,
Mate,
yes,
you just
yes,
shat
that
on my
makes
mate.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. Would you play a someone from Foxtel overseas?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Any character that you don't want to ever do.
It's like a
I'll do
once
it.
off.
That'd be good. Yeah. Okay.
Now bring the bird back in every couple of episodes, please.
Yeah, we could do that. Grace, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's the Daily Talk Show. You can listen to Grace. She joins GB on Hump Day Replay. I always
She does.
Enjoy that. I love
Star.
that we actually need to give you some sort of producer responsibilities.
I know, because I just show up.
No, it's great. No, it's
I feel
great.
so
I love
proud of
GB saying, like, here with the producers. I'm like, yeah, it really beefs out
You
the.
said it as,
Yeah.
as well as screenplay. And I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, it's just like when people say, yeah, I got a staff, it's like, do you really, mate?
Well, imagine if I did the intro and said, Jess and Mason are here. They produce the Daily Talk Show. Grace is not a producer. She's just Mason's girlfriend. And Radio Mike. Doesn't have the same ring.
No, I
Yeah,
get-
it's too long.
Maybe you
I
could be
get
the
it, it's fine.
entertainment. I mean, if you were to be
Yeah,
a
I could do
producer on a
entertainment.
specific sort of area, what area would you like to produce?
I could do entertainment, sport. I like sport.
That would be good. Do you want to be
Yeah.
the producer of sport equipment? So like you can sort of
yeah.
help manage the sporting equipment. I think that would be great.
And when we do our
Yeah.
weekly PE, you can
Yes.
sort of produce
Yeah,
that.
I could do
Maybe
that.
do
I reckon
that.
I could be a good PE teacher. I've always said that.
I've always said
Yeah.
that. Why?
I get it. I don't know. Just like, I reckon that'd be a fun subject to teach.
Yeah. To be honest, I did
Getting
as well.
involved. Yeah.
I used to always tell people I was
GB
going to be a
would
PE
definitely
teacher.
be the PE teacher that's just a weird, like not weird in a bad way,
Weird
but
teacher.
weird in just like oh man, he's quite artsy, but he just like,
Loves
you're the
sport.
one. If there was the beep test, I'd be going to G being like, mate, I've hurt something. I've hurt something under my tits. I can't do anything today. And you'd be
No,
like,
that's
fine.
fine.
You'd be fine.
all
No,
good.
you'd be like,
But
you'd
I
be
think
fine. You don't
Grace
need
would be
the
on to
beep
me.
test.
Grace, you'd be
Yeah.
saying, no, you're doing
I'm
the
like,
beep
you don't
test.
use your tip to run. So get out there.
There we go.
I can't believe they made you do the beep test at school, by the way. That's a bit rich, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Is it?
What are you talking
What
about?
did you go to some sort of fucking?
Yeah, I'd had to
ones
do
with
it
the
as well,
circles?
but like,
Okay,
I don't know. It's just a bit like,
rude.
it's just a bit mean. Yeah, it's just like see how fit.
No, it
Let's
was-
compare everyone's fitness. Go on.
We used to have fitness tests, and that would be like part of your grade.
George, you're also the guy that doesn't want anyone coming second, third, or fourth. You're all winners. It's like
I'm a
fucking-
competitive guy. No.
I mean, there was stretching. I think the only one that I could have ever won was the stretch. They'll do the flexibility, but even then, it was just like I was like, how hard can it be? It's just stretching over. But there is something to it.
Yeah.
I told you about the weight tree in primary school.
Oh yeah.
We had everyone had to stand on the scales, and then we all got like a piece of paper which was a leaf, and would write our names and the weight, and they'd put it up on the tree depending on. And so Dennis
makes me
Stevchik and I, Dennis is actually like a bodybuilder now. He went the other way, but we were the heaviest. and it must have been grade 2, whatever age it was. I was 31 kilos. Dennis and I were the only people over 30 kg. I was 31. He was 33. So
it's crazy
on the
tree.
Isn't it crazy?
Ridiculous.
How old would I be?
can't
Like what? How old are you? Like
6 or 7.
Does that match up from a weight perspective?
7.
So we were the
I don't know, to
only
be
ones
honest.
over 30 kg. How old would we have been?
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. I mean, 30 kg.
How
is
old's
my
Bodie?
right leg. How heavy? He's
Yeah.
my
Oh, sorry.
Bodie's
How old's-
2. Sorry, he's 3 years old, nearly 4, and he would only weigh
15?
19 to
No, it's-
17 kilos,
Okay.
in that range.
Yeah.
It's weird because they bulk out and then they start sort of
Shredding.
staying a similar weight, but they're getting bigger. But it's just they're shrinking, their body fat's dropping. Especially when I've got him on that Russian routine, just
The pre-workout helps as well. All right. It's a daily
Right,
talk
guys.
show. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, GB.
That's right. Thanks.
Enjoy your 6-month thing. Maybe do some
Thank
Insta
you.
stories.
Hey, Mason won't.
Yeah, fucking oath. That's true.
I'll
Maybe you could
provide
look
the
after
content,
social media. Actually, we never spoke about the house. Remember when you were at the house and you had to do this,
Yeah.
the social media?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, bye everyone. Enjoy your day.
see you guys.